Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm here to welcome you to the Symposium on Gamification versus Play, which is hosted by NETSA, the research group Internetworks, based at the Academy of Media Arts in Cologne. And it's co-hosted by NETSA and also by the Academy of the Arts of the World, also based in Cologne. We're very happy to be doing this together. My name's Sam Hopkins, and I work in the research group NETSA together with Hans Bernhard, Liz Haas, and Jakob Höfler. And we have put together a symposium on gamification understood in the broad possible sense. So I'm going to give a few words introduction now in advance of our discussants presenting, just to give a very kind of broad overview of what is quite a broad symposium. So what is gamification? We understand gamification as the design of non-game contexts to look like games. And this is an extremely we observe this as a kind of extremely widespread phenomenon. An oft quoted contemporary example would be, for example, gig workers like pickers or packers in Amazon fulfillment centers, or Uber drivers or Lieferando drivers often have a digital interface which regulates their work and stages it as if there's a game. So you have points and levels and sort of the whole language and architecture of a game, which is used to kind of increase productivity. And that's one way that gamification has become more and more present in our daily lives, and is often explicitly present in those sorts of situations, and sometimes it's implicitly present. For example, if we think about the whole architecture of social media, various, kind of inherent to social media seems to be a sort of a certain gamification as well. So given the broad, widespread kind of permeation of gamification into our digital existences, we thought that it makes sense to take a broad approach to it in the symposium. So we've invited experts from all different fields to kind of shine a light on their research, their explorations, their work, and their practices. I will not introduce the discussants now. We've got quite a sort of exhaustive bios and abstracts, which are all available in the Twitch feed. And yeah, because I think it's maybe not necessary to repeat that. Needless to say that I'm delighted that they're here. We will have a 2-day symposium, which will run from 2 to 5 p.m. Today and tomorrow. And we'll have a series of presentations, and at the end we'll have a discussion round with the participants. And then maybe just a last thing to wrap up, to kind of explain like another perspective on why we've taken this approach, like a broad and interdisciplinary and kind of selective approach to gamification, is also because we are a research group based at an art school. So we understand research to have lots of different faces and lots of different facets and lots of different languages. So not only limited to academic research, which of course I don't want to do. I don't want to sort of lump all academic research into one top. In the same way as people describe classical music, 500 years of music production as kind of classical music. Academic scholarly production is, of course, extremely also heterogeneous, but it's typified by, let's say, written iterations. And we're interested in other research which has other iterations, multiple iterations, and is maybe sometimes not necessarily recognized as research. And from the perspective of practitioners working in an art school, that's important for us. I would then now hand over to my colleague Hans Bernhard to continue the introduction and Yes, thank you for joining us. Any questions, please post them in the chat. We've got a whole kind of team of people helping us. I think Hans is going to mention some of them. We don't mention your name and you are helping us. We're still very grateful that you're helping us. Hans, over to you.
Hey, thanks so much. Hello, everybody. We're super happy to be able to do this event in the framework of the Time of Hands project of the Academy of the Arts of the World. And as Sam mentioned, we're doing it in conjunction with the Academy of Media Arts in Cologne, where our research group Networks is based on, and also the Black Mirror Institute. Also, I just saw in the chat that Madhu and Clara are both here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And thanks for all the people who work so hard on this project for the last months and make these two compressed afternoons possible. So starting from the first concept stages to administrative, technical, legal work, and so many things, objects, topics, numbers, communication. Creating a symposium is like playing a game. While working, it's kind of gamified. Or it is a game that becomes work depending in a way where you stand and what your outlook on work and life and play is. Adding to that, I'm so happy to be able to be doing this online, fully digital, remote, on a weird new platform or different platforms such as Discord and Twitch. Personally, I just find it much more satisfying and exciting, but also more efficient and easy to run an online symposium format than in real life. It allows us to use streamlined platforms to accommodate a wider range of different viewpoints for a fraction of the energy and a fraction of the costs that would be involved to bring everybody, for example, to Cologne. Or actually, honestly, I don't think it would have been possible. So I welcome and embrace this form of online symposia or meetings or spaces. Also, Sam already mentioned there will be a lot of action in the Twitch channel. It's moderated. You can ask your questions there. Also, run parallel discussions. You can also drop in on the Discord network service. Just don't go into the speakers room, because otherwise you're going to appear in that can be also fun. Anyway, already touching some gamification and play aspects, but contextualizing it a bit differently. My main interest in gamification and in play both is the deconstruction of perceived realities on a general sense, and the understanding and also the deconstruction of these kind of understandings on and definitions. So I don't subscribe to these fixed concepts. And today we reflect in the greater framework of our time as a time of hands, thinking broadly and freely about labor, about reality, about power structures, about entertainment and exploitation, and about oppression and affirmation. And today seemingly and controllable are seemingly helpful and controllable technologies. I really now want to hear what our contributors or actors or intellectuals or artists have to say about this. And maybe as a last compassionate statement, all that is left to say for me is, if you don't get help from us, please get help somewhere. And now, in 2 minutes, Dr. Kagonya Awori will hold her first lecture on the topic of an Afrocentric lens to the design of EdTech games. Enjoy, and we'll be back in 1 minute.